What if Donald Trump was president forever? In other words, what if he became dictator of America? As it stands right now, this can't happen. But let's imagine for a second if it could. What if all the checks and balances in the US collapsed and Donald Trump became dictator of America? Hello and welcome back to Life's Biggest Questions. I'm Charlotte Dobre. There are many who accuse Donald Trump of acting like a dictator, despite the fact that his fundamental ideals are capitalist. So we thought it would be a fun idea to hypothesize what would happen if Donald Trump became dictator of America. Don't forget to like and subscribe and let us know in the comments below what topics you would like to see next. According to the 22nd Amendment of the United States Constitution, no person shall be elected to the office of president more than twice. This was established as somewhat of a tradition after George Washington decided to retire after 2 terms as president. Many public figures argue that the 2-term tradition serves as a vital check against any one person or the presidency as a whole accumulating too much power. Would it even be possible to go against a fundamental American principle and become an American dictator? In order to become dictator of America, Trump would have to get a majority in Congress and have overwhelming popular support. Americans would have to all agree that a dictatorship is a better option than a representative democracy. It's happened before. Hitler was elected president of Germany in 1934. Hugo Chavez was elected president of Venezuela in 1998. Yes, making himself a dictator would violate the US Constitution, but presidents have violated the Constitution before, and they will continue to do so. George W. Bush's White House enforced a commander-in-chief override, which allows presidents to ignore the law and the Bill of Rights. Barack Obama went against the War Powers Act of 1973 when he chose to bomb Libya in 2011. Then there's the question many have asked: would Donald Trump even want to be a dictator? According to the co-author of Trump's best-selling book, The Art of the Deal, who spent 18 months shadowing Donald Trump, he does. That person is Tony Schwartz. There have been American presidents who have gotten close to becoming dictators in the past. Franklin Roosevelt once tried, and so did Andrew Jackson. With the case of Franklin Roosevelt, he was repeatedly blocked by the courts. But if Trump had the Senate on his side, he could appoint judges and justices and beat the Supreme Court into submission. All he would need is a temporary political majority to strengthen executive power and get rid of the opposition, perhaps by bribery, blackmail, or by military force. If Trump were dictator of America, he could pass pretty much all the laws he wants to pass without opposition. His travel ban from Muslim-majority nations would be passed. He would be able to build a wall along the US-Mexico border without being blocked by the Supreme Court. But if Donald Trump became a dictator, we would see the same things start to happen that always happen under most dictatorships. Said dictator would enrich himself with the public treasury, and the common people would suffer. There would be a crackdown on critics and a rise in political prisoners. One can infer that because of Donald Trump's hatred of the media, there would also be a crackdown on free speech and an end to freedom of the press. The media would be entirely controlled by Trump's government, and likely so too would platforms that advocate for free speech and the spread of information. Much in the way China has strict rules about social media, YouTube would be banned. So would Facebook and Twitter. All of this being said, if the United States was under a dictatorship, there would inevitably be opposition. There would be people who would seek to undo the dictatorship, especially if free speech and the media were restricted in a once free and capitalist country. But many of Trump's outspoken critics would be jailed, and ridiculing the president would be illegal. There would be secret gatherings where whispers of the good old days would be heard. Eventually, there would be a public uprising of some sort, and who knows how that would turn out. Regardless of whether or not you support Donald Trump, the Constitution only allows him to serve 2 terms as president. He can't be president forever, unless the Congress and the majority of America wants him to be. What do you think America would be like if Donald Trump were dictator? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching our video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you liked this video, you'll love What If America Was Communist? And What If Donald Trump Was Assassinated? That is all for now, and thanks for watching Life's Biggest Questions.